President Bola Tinubu has called for a Federal Executive Council committee to move swiftly and implement measures to further reduce food prices across the country. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, disclosed this in Abuja. According to him, the directive focuses on ensuring the safe passage of farm produce across transport routes to cut logistics costs. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, has faced worsening food insecurity since the removal of fuel subsidy. High transport costs and insecurity on major highways disrupted the movement of goods. Now, despite government intervention, food remains largely unaffordable for millions of Nigerians.
I can say it on good authority to you that the president has given a marching order with a Federal Executive Council committee already handling this on how we are going to promote safe passage of agricultural foods and commodities across our various routes in the country. Because we are aware, and I'm sure as media you are also aware, there are routes in which when commodities are taken before they are delivered, if you know the amount of money that is being spent, you can now understand why those commodities have to be expensive at the point of delivery. And I can say it on good authority to you that the president has given a marching order with a Federal Executive Council committee already handling this on how we are going to promote safe passage of agricultural foods and commodities across our various routes in the country.
Well, joining me now on issues arising from President Tinubu's directive for everything to be done to further bring down cost of food in Nigeria, I have Reginald Ezeanyanwu, he's a food security expert, and Kabir Ibrahim is the president of Farmers Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on Newsnight. Let me, start with you. I could call you the capo di capi of farmers in Nigeria. Your thoughts on President Tinubu's, directive, sending a FEC committee to do everything to bring down the cost of food. Is that what it will take to actually address the, astronomical cost of food by fiat? Or is there a lot more that really needs to be done for this actually to be realizable? Let's get your thoughts on that first.
Well, I'm aware of this committee because we are members.
Right.
And yes, transport costs for distribution of food are a threat factor to the availability of food at available price. No doubt about it. But this is just one thing that affects the price of food, or what caused food inflation. The productivity is quite low now, more than any other time. And then we have insecurity. Now I will explain the dwindling productivity.
Yes.
It is predicated on not easily affordable inputs, like fertilizers and things like that. Right now, there is no fertilizer that sells less than 50,000. So unless...
Per bag?
Yes, per bag.
A 50 kg bag?
Yes, unless it comes down. There's no way the farmer can produce and sell at even lower price than today. Right now, what we have is, in fact, there is lethargy on the part of some farmers, especially rice and the maize farmers. They are saying that what obtains in the market is not such that they can really go back to the farms to produce more, because they are not getting optimum or fair prices for their produce. So many things will have to be looked into. Transportation, that is distribution, is very key in a food system. But production, processing, distribution, storage, and marketing are all factors. And then there is the last one, which is consumption. You must be able to consume that which you want to be able to say that you are not hungry.
Right.
Because if you don't look at the staples that are staples in the 6 geopolitical zones that we have, you will not be solving the problem. If I go to the southeast, for instance, and give people only rice, they will not look at it as food. They won't swallow.
Yeah. So cassava should be the focus.
This is it. So what we must do is to first identify those staples in the given regions, and then optimize the production of those things. And then above all, ensure that there is security for farmers to go to their farms and produce optimally. Then also, we must see how to go around the costs of inputs, including labor and distribution, as the minister said. I'm very much aware of this committee, and we are even on the subcommittee on transportation. It was chaired by the Minister of Defense in the last meeting. There were many suggestions. Right. Some people were even suggesting that more roads should be built so that it will enable movement and all. But this is not short term. On the short term, what we must do is make production easier. Then do special vehicles for food distribution. This is what obtains in other climes.
But special vehicles, I doubt very much if you can categorize that.
No, you can do that. These are articulated vehicles. Okay. These articulated vehicles will be, you mount sirens on them when they are carrying food. They will be given lanes, free lanes, and that's what happens. There are some turnpikes, like the New Jersey Turnpike, 8 lanes here, 8 lanes here. The vehicle carrying food will follow a certain lane, and it will go seamlessly.
Okay, let me bring in Reginald Ezeanyanwu. I mean, you are a food security expert. As far as this government is concerned, based on the directive from Mr. President, the safe movement of food products across key routes seems to be the major, focus. But, I mean, you've heard from Kabir Ibrahim here, who's saying it will take a whole lot more, and he's just ruled out other factors that can actually, fix the food insecurity problem that Nigeria has. But let's get your thoughts. I mean, where are the reforms needed, that can be impactful in a sustainable manner to make food not only affordable, but available for Nigerians?
Now, if you look at what Alhaji Kabir had just said, the problem is not just primarily about the distribution of food.
Right.
Now, you must also remember that the food, what you call checks, the produce and livestock checks, are powered from the local government levels and the state government levels. And that has to do with the addressing internally generated revenues. So based on that, it will be very difficult to actually have a fiat that makes it possible for the food to move from one location to the other and to have that impact. But like Alhaji has said, if we streamline the movement of food with purpose vehicles, particularly marked out vehicles that that these ones are food vehicles that are moving from so location to so location, so those levies will be off. Right. It might definitely have some impact. But reality is that Nigerians are not hungry because there is no food. Nigerians are hungry because they can't buy food. There is no money to buy food. Now, if
can't
food
afford.
Yes, it doesn't. Yes. I keep saying about 70 million to 80 million Nigerian youths wake up every morning not knowing where they will find the money to use to buy the next meal.
Meanwhile, this youth that you talk about should actually be the pool from where, we have farmers to at least do as much, farming, agriculture as possible.
Exactly.
Right.
So now the problem is that we are still doing the same breaking agriculture that we have been practicing for 1,000 to 10,000 years, and which is not attractive to the youth. Recently, we began to discuss the possibility of commercialization of farming. Farming must be deliberate.
Right.
We must make sure that Nigeria begins to practice farming as a business, not just farming to feed the nation. Because you see, farming is deliberate business, it's big business. From what research I did a few days ago, I discovered that a barrel of palm oil is about 6 to 7 times more expensive than a barrel of crude.
Of crude oil.
Yes, of crude oil. So if you can see that if a barrel of palm oil is more expensive than crude, why are we not investing the same kind of, palm oil? So you do deliberate investment in agriculture. We are talking about investing $40-something billion in the next few months and into the oil and gas. If we invested $40 million into agriculture in Nigeria, within 1 year to 2 years, we will not be talking about hunger. We will not be talking about unemployment, because agriculture is the only employment source that has capacity to absorb the millions of Nigerians that are unemployed. And until we begin to do that, we will not be creating the jobs. And if we're not creating the jobs, the people will not be earning a living. And if you're not earning a living, you will not be able to afford to eat food.
It's a multi-pronged challenge.
Yes.
So there's the short-term, medium to long-term solutions to the issue of food insecurity. Alhaji Kabir, you have said there's, the low-hanging fruit, the short-term. What is the medium-term and what is the longer term? And what exactly does the Agric Ministry need to do to really tackle food prices? Because this is at their doorstep.
You see, I proffered a solution, and I wrote directly to Mr. President that right now what is happening is that from the farmers, we have realized that some farmers are even reticent in going again to farm because
given up.
They are not getting good value for what they have. And so many of them have got many tons of what they produced with them because they cannot sell. And because if they sell, they will not be able to even buy fertilizers to go back to the farm. So they are hedging. They are hedging for a day that will come when these things will even cost more. Exactly. So to avoid that, you see, in 2008 there was the guaranteed minimum price. I was then president of Poultry Association of Nigeria as a user.
Right.
We were complaining generally about cost of feed and all that for the birds. Then the GMP was created that farmers who produced mainly corn, for instance, would get prices to enable them go back. That is attractive prices for their produce to get them to go back. Yeah. This is what happens in the United States. If you go to the United States today, you might find over 6 million metric tons of maize that has been bought and kept by government as a buffer zone. That if there are, if there is scarcity or there is food inflation, this will be brought and be sold to the people at rock bottom prices. So they will do. So now our advice is, government should even use, if they don't even have money that they have kept somewhere, the monthly allocations in 2 trillion that is distributed to the all tiers of government for the month of August, which will be disbursed in September. Let there be a deliberate effort to use or set aside 50% of it to buy off what people are keeping, put it in our storages, then wait until the end of the year and first quarter of next year, then release it. That will cushion inflation.
Do we really have storages?
Yeah, we have.
Do we have silos where you can actually store?
In fact,
this?
yes, we do.
Okay.
The current capacity that is easily that can be accessed easily is 400,000 metric tons. Right. But on the whole, we have 1.3 million metric tons capacity. But sometimes because there was no use for them, we didn't have surplus grains. Quite a number of the storages were concessioned, and the people who took over those ones are not using them anymore. So government is trying to retrieve them and put it back into the storage system. So we have ample storage to put it. And mind you, those things that were allowed to come in on zero tariff, some of them are still there too. So the collection of what we buy from the farmers who are hedging and what is in the store could be brought out, and this would cushion price inflation. And this is the best way. This is more sustainable. No government in the world can just rely on importation.
No.
And this matter of multiple taxes on the road and distribution problems, they are systemic. There is corruption. That is why some people take it and they don't even give it in the coffers of government. Otherwise, government would have a lot of money to give to us so
Absolutely.
that we can earn. We can earn
Now,
money from the
one of
system.
the incentives that government is coming up with this directive is that farmers, health program, there will be farmers health program, there will be reforms of agric cooperatives to empower rural communities. Are you impressed with this? How do you think this will work?
I think that
How far can this go in terms of
think that
incentivizing
when
the
it
sector?
comes to policy, the policies have been fantastic.
Okay.
But implementation
Is where the
has
problem
always
is.
been problem. Now, I was talking with Alaji before we came in.
Yeah.
The tractors that were commissioned, 2,000 tractors that were commissioned, this is getting to 2 months now.
Where are they?
They are still there, packed where they are.
Wow.
And I was saying that, okay, see, this is the problem. We come up with programs and policies without really looking at implementation, because that's where the thing is. If you do not implement them right, and then number two, if we're still doing political farmers, because the problem of agriculture in Nigeria is political farmers. These are the people who are in the political scene that takes the monies that come to the farm.
One farmer called them portfolio farmers.
Yes, portfolio farmers. Right. So they are the ones that are making the thing so difficult. The government has to be precise, understanding that industrialization and transformation begins from the rural communities. That is why our local government levels are very, very important. We have been shouting for a while. Let's do commercial funds from the local government levels. The funds that are being allocated to the local government can be used.
What about access to land? I mean, and I'm very concerned about, what do you do to make farming sexy for Nigerian youth?
We must introduce...
Should they be given land without necessarily paying for it? And, what kind of plan can government
there are some programs,
come up with?
There are some programs that we have tried to introduce over time. We're saying, okay, let's do commercial farming at the local government levels, where we look at 5,000 hectares minimum for the local governments that can accommodate it. And if we did that, we can use them as employment portals for the youths.
Right.
So we employ the youths to work in the farms and allowing them to have access to basic agricultural education. So we partner with the institution, high institutions, to provide learning. So while you're farming in the farm, you are at the same time having to go to have education in the direction of what is the best practice agriculture. Then at the same time, we can actually allocate, let's say for instance, in the local government level, we have 5,000 hectares. You can actually allocate 1 hectare per youth at that level. So he's working on that 1 hectare and earning his living. At the same time, the government is also taking his own share. Right. If we did that, we can attract the youths and give them opportunity to work and earn a living. No Nigerian wants to beg, number one. No Nigerian wants to steal.
You should write that in concrete. No Nigerian wants to beg.
Yes. Yeah. All they are looking for is give us an opportunity to work for our living. Right. If we take job creation as a war situation, I am telling you that Nigeria will be a different nation.
Thank you so much for your contributions. Reginald Ezeanyanwu, food security expert, Kabir Ibrahim, President, All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on News 9.